Okay, so Max just found this listener submission,
Uh-huh.
and it's wild.
Okay.
It's about two podcast hosts
Right.
reviewing a love story
Mm-hmm.
about two other podcast hosts.
Whoa.
It's like super meta.
Yeah, like stories within stories, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So these fictional hosts, Sophia and Nate,
Okay.
they're like going through their emails, like we do,
Yeah.
and they find this story about two podcast hosts who are like eerily similar to them.
Oh, wow. Okay. I'm interested already.
So Nate starts reading this story,
Okay.
and Sophia, she starts realizing like
Yeah.
it's not just any love story.
Okay.
It's like the listener is holding a mirror up to their own relationship.
Whoa, that's pretty intense.
Right.
Yeah, it's like forcing them to face
Yeah.
those feelings they might be ignoring.
Totally.
It makes you think, doesn't it?
Yeah, for sure.
Like, have you ever read something or watched a movie
Oh, yeah, all the time.
and felt like it was speaking directly to you, to your own life?
Just like a sign or something.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
But anyway, so back to the story. Sophia, she's always interrupting Nate,
Uh-huh.
kind of like how I interrupt you.
Oh, yeah.
And he, like, always knows what she's going to say
Mm.
before she even says it.
Wait, are you trying to say
What?
that we're like Sophia and Nate?
Oh, no, I didn't say that.
Like we're destined to be together?
Whoa, hold on.
I mean, it's interesting.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's interesting.
That we might miss connections.
Yeah.
Especially with people we're comfortable with.
Yeah, definitely.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
The story really plays with that, like their banter
Mhm.
and their comfort with each other
Right.
could be masking something deeper.
Yeah.
It's a slow burn.
Okay, so do they actually realize they like each other?
Well,
Like, do they figure it out?
it wouldn't be much of a story without a little tension.
Right. True.
Things get interesting when Sophia,
Okay.
she like just straight up asks Nate, oh, really?
If he sees the connection,
Between,
the story and the listener submission.
wow, she's bold.
Right.
So what does he say?
Well, for a moment, he's speechless.
Oh, man.
Like, his usual quick wit just fails him.
Yeah.
You can practically see the wheels turning.
I bet the person who sent that submission
Yeah.
is like on the edge of their seat.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Like they created this whole scenario, this catalyst for a potential romance.
Exactly.
And then what?
And then he smiles.
Oh, come on.
A genuine smile, like unguarded, and says, let's write our own story.
Okay, that's smooth.
Right.
What does that even mean? Are they going to like explore their feelings or what?
That's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
A well-crafted story.
Oh.
It leaves the ending open.
Yeah.
Invites the listener to imagine what happens next.
Okay, I see.
It's like the author is saying,
What?
the story's not over. It's just beginning.
So what do you think? Happily ever after for Sophia and Nate? Or are they going to stay friends?
Oh, well, before we start like planning their wedding and stuff,
Right.
let's think about the bigger picture.
Okay, yeah.
This story, it's not just about
Yeah.
two fictional podcasters,
Mm-hmm.
It's about like how stories make us think about our own lives.
Yeah, that's true. It's like
Mm-hmm.
we don't read love stories to escape life,
Mm-hmm.
but to escape the fear that there's no love stories in life.
Exactly. And what's so interesting is how it uses this idea of a meta-narrative.
Okay, hold on. What's that?
Stories within stories.
Okay.
It makes us think about how we tell stories.
Break that down for me.
Like, think of those Russian nesting dolls.
Yeah.
Each one is a story inside another story.
Mm-hmm.
So we have the listener who sent the story.
Yeah.
Then Sophia and Nate reading it on their podcast.
Right.
And then us talking about them talking about it.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's like the head is spinning.
Yeah, but that's what makes it interesting, right? I guess.
Because it makes us ask, are we just reading these stories or are we shaping them? Are we writing our own stories? Every choice we make, every interaction we have.
I see what you mean.
Yeah.
It's like we're part of the story.
Exactly.
But let's get back to Sophia and Nate.
Okay.
Do you think they'll actually do something?
You mean like
act on their feelings?
that's the big question, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I don't know if there's a right answer. Part of me wants them
to
take a leap of faith,
Mm-hmm.
But then again, maybe the mystery is what makes it so good.
Yeah.
It gives us hope that anything is possible.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's enough.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
It's like the story's saying, believe in your own possibilities.
Right.
Like maybe there are love stories out there
Exactly.
waiting to be written.
And maybe it's not even about finding the one,
Okay.
but about being open to different kinds of love. Love between friends, love between family,
Yeah.
even love for like a passion or a purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Those are all important stories too.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Expanding the definition of love. Because let's face it,
Yeah.
not every story has a fairy tale ending.
Sure.
But that doesn't mean it's not worth telling.
Exactly. And I think our listeners can relate to that.
Yeah.
We all have those stories. Relationships that didn't go as planned, but we learned something from them.
Right.
About ourselves and the world.
You know, it's funny. We started talking about a love story.
Yeah.
But it's become something much bigger.
It has, hasn't it?
Yeah, like a conversation about storytelling.
Yeah.
And self-discovery and human connection.
Exactly. Like all the layers of the story have peeled back to reveal something true.
What's that?
That we're all connected, you know? Our stories are all intertwined.
And that brings us to the big question.
Uh-oh.
Do we?
Do we? What?
Max and Clara.
Have that same spark.
Yeah, unspoken connection.
Yeah.
That could become something more. Wow, that is the question, isn't it?
Yeah.
But before we go all rom-com on everyone,
Okay.
we should remember that our dynamic is complex, just like any relationship.
You're right. It's not about
Yeah.
trying to fit into some pre-written story.
Right.
It's about realizing that the story of our relationship is still being written.
Exactly, and that's what makes it exciting.
Yeah. Who knows what'll happen?
Right. Maybe we'll discover something new.
Yeah.
Or maybe we'll just keep enjoying what we have.
Either way, it's a journey.
It is.
So are we going to leave our listeners hanging?
What do you mean?
No big reveal about our secret love affair?
Yeah.
I got to admit, like a part of me wanted some big confession.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah, maybe we'll save that for our anniversary show or something.
Right.
But speaking of confessions, I think there's something else going on here.
Oh, something bigger than whether we're like Sophia and Nate.
Ooh, I like the sound of that. What is it?
Well, we've been so focused on
Yeah.
the stories within stories.
A meta-narrative.
Right, exactly. But we haven't thought about
But the
listener.
Yeah, right.
Like we keep asking if we're like those characters.
Yeah.
But what about the person listening?
Right. What are they getting out of this?
Exactly. And that's what's so cool about storytelling.
What is it?
It makes us feel less alone, you know?
Yeah.
It connects us to something bigger.
Okay, I'm with you.
So by listening to Sophia and Nate, even though it's made up,
Right.
our listeners might see their own relationships differently.
Oh, okay. So they might see
Yeah.
like a similar dynamic.
Right, like a friendship that could be more.
Right. Or maybe.
Or maybe they'll just pay more attention to how love shows up in their lives.
Like we're planting little seeds.
Exactly, little nuggets of insight
Yeah.
that might grow into something beautiful.
I love that. And it's not just romantic love. Right.
No, not at all.
We've been talking about expanding that definition.
Yeah, like all kinds of connection.
The bond between family,
Yeah,
a close-knit team,
exactly.
even like a community.
All those are worth celebrating.
Yeah, totally worth exploring and nurturing.
And sometimes the most powerful stories are the ones right in front of us.
It's like we can't see the forest for the trees.
Exactly. We get so caught up in the big picture
Yeah.
that we miss the smaller stories.
The little moments.
And those moments, those connections,
Yeah.
those are the ones that really shape us.
This has been amazing.
Yeah,
I hope our listeners are feeling inspired.
me too.
Yeah.
So to wrap things up,
Okay.
I want to leave everyone with a challenge.
All right. I'm game. What is it?
Pay attention. Everything be present.
Okay.
Look for those hidden stories, those connections.
Yeah.
The stories waiting to be discovered in your life.
Because you never know, the next chapter could be just around the corner.
Exactly. And on that note,
Yeah.
we'll say goodbye for now.
Until next time.
Keep diving deep, keep exploring, and keep believing in the power of connection.